Hello dear students, welcome back to NEWSPAP. Welcome to my classes by Mohamed Azhar. I hope you are doing good, you are happy and you are having a great time together. So let's start today's discussion. Before proceeding to today's discussion, please do spread happiness in the comment box by typing if you are whether happy or not. So going for the first article today, we are having from West Bengal, that is the West Bengal government introduced a bill which moves capital punishment for rapist. Okay, so you just want to know this particular bill was introduced by which state government, okay, for PSC or SSC or such kind of examination, which state government has recently passed such a bill. The major important thing about this bill is that it has extended the provision or the scope of this type of rape or rapist, okay, and also it has brought up a provision to amend the Bharatiya Nyay Sanhita, okay, to accommodate more and more provisions to punish larger extent of or to bring larger scope of penalizing these people who are involved in this rape cases. So the West Bengal government has brought it, and the major provision with regard to this particular bill, you know the concept, there was a murder of a doctor and which fueled protest across the country. So this bill, which is named as Aparajida Women and Child Bill or West Bengal Criminal Laws Amendment Bill, which brings harsher punishment for various forms of rape, and also it is including a provision of public officials. If the public official like police or some other person who are in the public service, if they are committing some kind of rape cases, they also included in this, and there are some provisions called repeated offenders. That's like people who are doing it for multiple times. The rape, they are doing it for multiple times. So in these cases also they having, so it has extended the provision of this rape and rapist. So that is the basic provision, the major provision of this particular bill. Okay, now the major provisions: rape and gang rape. For rape and gang rape, the bill increased the punishment. Then if the death or vegetative state has happened for the victim, then the penalties will be harsher, and if the authorities are involving in it like police officers, public servants, then there will be also stricter punishments. And there are someone called repeated offenders or repeat offenders, so those who are doing the same thing, multiple rape they have committed. So for these people, it will be made sure that they are not coming to the public without changing their attitude, without changing their criminal mind. So these are the major provisions with regard to the particular bill introduced by the West Bengal government. And there is a day limit that has been prescribed for the probe to completed, that is 21 days is the that must be completed within 21 days. The initial investigations to be completed, and the report has to be given in 21 days. So dear students, this is the article about. So the government which was brought this particular bill is West Bengal government. So the basic idea of the bill was that they extended the definition of the rape and the rapist and wrote more harsher punishments to these people who are committing, and it included also the public officials also being included, and also Bharatiya Nyay Samhita was to be amended, can be amended, will be amended basis of this particular bill also. So one thing I forgot to tell, today's lighting is little bit bad because the electricity is not in a good relationship with me, so it is in out of touch since couple of hours. So the lighting is little bit bad today, so sorry for the inconvenience. So going to the next article, but one thing I would like to remind you that yes, please do support this channel if you are not subscribed to this channel, and please do subscribe it only if you like the content, you like the consistency of the channel, the content we are providing to you, the material we are providing to you, then please do subscribe the channel. And also please share the content to your friends by clicking the share, your WhatsApp, your Telegram, wherever you find that there are people who needs this content. So now going for the second article. The second article is from a report which is projected by World Bank. So World Bank is telling that India's economic growth projection, World Bank, see, now they are having more optimism. Now they are projecting it to be 7% for the financial year 24-25. So earlier they were estimating only 6.6%. Now the World Bank is optimistic about India, and now they are predicting a 7% projection rate they are believing for or optimistic for India. Okay, now this is more similar to or aligning with the previous forecast which was made by IMF, Asian Development Bank also. And now what are the major reasons put forward by World Bank to change this prediction from 6.62 and higher level? The major thing was that the infrastructure investment that the government has made, and also the household investment in real estate also surged, and also a robust manufacturing sector. And two notable things about this particular observation from World Bank is regarding the unemployment, where the unemployment by the urban female has got little bit improvement, but the youth unemployment as a whole remains high. So that is a concern, but still it is a good thing for India. Now the reasons for that: the strong economic performance, public infrastructure, household real investment, the manufacturing sector, the sound performance of the manufacturing sector, and the role played by the service sector also. Okay, now these implications will contribute to the poverty reduction in the country. That is the most important observation that the World Bank has made. Okay, it will decline the inflation rate, and also it will reduce the extreme poverty in the country too. Okay, now dear students, see every day we are giving this technical term, so I don't want to repeat it again and again. So these technical terms are subject wise vocabulary that will enhance your vocabulary. So these terms will be in the newspaper. You will for sure, if you are a avid follower of the newspaper, these terms will be appearing in the newspaper. So my idea is that to enhance your subject specific vocabulary, it will help you in your university exam, your school exam. If you write in your school newspaper, the teacher will be wondered and will be giving you whatever the mark maximum she could give you or he could give you. So the idea is that your subject vocabulary is going to enhanced. For that reason, I am giving this technical terms explanation. So please go through that. I am not repeating it again and again. So here it is given what is youth employment, what is urban employment. So all these things are given. Okay, right? So are you happy? Yes, please do comment. And now let's going to the next article is regarding a very important article which talks about the governance of artificial intelligence in India. And also we will see how China or how USA has already shaped it, and that is not the most important case here. Now here there is an optimism regarding India from other corners of the country that if India is involving into some summit, then it will take the leadership goal, it will give a directions for this particular platform like we did before. So now let's see where did it actually appears, and now what is this article is about. There is an summit, which is scheduled from September 20 to 23, that is summit of the future. Okay, so this is an global diplomatic event which will be mostly dealing with the artificial intelligence. Okay, so in this particular summit, leaders and stakeholders will work on something called Global Digital Compact. So what does this Global Digital Compact is aiming at? To create a secure, inclusive digital environment and to advance sustainable development goals. Three keywords are important: secure, inclusive digital environment. Secure means safety, the safety of the people who are using it, their safety is ensured. Inclusive means regardless of their status, their societal status, their income level, their gender, their place of staying, they are also part of this digital environment. So that is called inclusive digital environment, and also contributing to the sustainable development goals and to address the digital divide. The digital divide means the 5G is available, but it is only available in the urban areas, metropolitan areas, where this 5G is not available in the rural area. Then it can be termed as an example of digital divide. Okay, so that digital divide, all these things will be addressed in this particular Global Digital Compact. Okay, and now here talking about this, we will go through some other countries where they have already adapted, like US. They have adopted a resolution titled Safe, Secure and Trustworthy AI for Sustainable Development, where in China they are having enhancing cooperation on capacity building for AI. So all these platforms they are already having. So now the role of the United Nations, particularly with regard to this shaping artificial intelligence standard. Okay, so UN is, because this is also part of UN initiative only. Now the most important thing that how India's participation will be a game changer in this. Okay, so India is active in G20 also, and also India is active in the global partnership on artificial intelligence GPA also. Okay, now what happens if India is more involving into this? Now the global south, if India is a part of this, India is putting her ideas in taking initiative, then it is actually representing the entire global south also. Okay, so now if we are aligning with the GDC, then India's developmental priorities and ethical standard will also be can be aligned with the GDC also. Okay, and now when talking about why India's role here will be much observed from various corners. Why? Because like whenever we are having an engagement in the UN, we had an engagement, we were able to influence some uh, powerful negotiation by UN, especially the climate change negotiation. So we were successful in contributing CBDR, common but different responsibility. We were successful in formatting the green group alliance and basic group. Okay, and all these things India took an initiative, and India have this kind of influencing character. So India's representation into this particular GDC, aligning with GDC, will have a total representation or advocating the interest of the global south. So that is the article about, it's talking about the artificial intelligence governance also. We took the model of some countries, like how the resolutions was passed from USA and China, and also how India can be a leader into it, and that was the article about. So we have talked about all this. What are the challenges, what are the opportunities, and also how India's diplomatic role and advocacy will lead to more and more betterment of it, or how it will represent the global south as a whole. Okay, now going to the next article, it is regarding take the challenge of rising in income inequality. A very good article by Sam Pitroda. So we will quickly go through what exactly this article is talking about. It is talking about one most important problem of our economy, that is rising income inequality. Income inequality, for that there is a multi-faceted approach to be adapted. Okay, so few suggestions that it is giving. One thing is the progressive taxation, like those who are earning more, they will be taxed more, so that from them the money will go to the government, and that money will be spent on the less powerful or less income people. And the quality education, giving quality education, yeah, obviously they will get good job. And fair labor laws, ensuring minimal wages, that will also contribute to reducing income inequality. Infrastructure investment and contribution from the super rich as key strategy to create a more equitable society. So the super rich means, for example, the inheritance, the tax on the inheritance property. If a person is getting a lot of inheritance property, then it has to be taxed. So in that way, the people, the rich people, the more rich people has to be taxed. And so this is the article talking about now key areas to address in order to bring this inequality down. The first one, the first idea, that is the progressive taxation, the redistribution of the wealth. So the taxing the people who are earning more and giving that money to the poor, that is the first thing. And also education and skill development, giving more education, quality education. Then fair labor laws, investment in infrastructure, then contribution from the super rich. Okay, so here there is something called giving pledge. So what is this giving pledge? This is an example, actually you can use it in your main answer. Giving pledge is a movement of philanthropists who commit to give the majority of their wealth to charitable causes, and this Bill Gates is a part of that. So many philanthropists, billionaires are part of that. So this giving pledge is an example, you can write it here. Like from the super rich, as a donation or tax, we have to take it, because that unequal distribution of income should be brought down. Okay, and this inheritance tax also, as I already mentioned, there is inheritance tax for the wealthy, that are also to be taxed. Okay, now India's income inequality, this is something alarming, that widening gap. The share of the top 1% in India's national income is amongst the highest in the world. Okay, so this is the one thing about India need for action, like we have to take bold step in order to bring this reduce inequality. And new economic model we have to adapt, okay, which is based on equity, sustainability, and the globalization and market liberalization. So on a quick, globalization and liberalization will not bring any kind of change. But here we need to have a careful management. And Gandhian model of development, which is very, very important. Gandhian model of development, that we need to emphasis on the small and medium sized enterprises. We should understand, emphasize the local needs, local governance, the resources, the protection for employment, all these things, this Gandhian model of development. And also future of jobs, integrating artificial intelligence, and also a vision for the future, which is a tech driven economic model. Okay, so this is the article talking about. So here we understood that for in order to reduce this income inequality, what all the measures, possible measures that the government, the people, the community, the philanthropists, the rich people can do. So this was the article about. So I hope you are enjoying the session. Please do comment if you are understanding what exactly I'm talking about. Now in this article, the harm principle, how John Mill's theory defines the extent of liberty. So this article is a very good article, which I felt that it can be pointed, it can be linked to the essay part, because this article, there is John Mill's theory that liberty, the idea of liberty by John Mills, it is very simple to put, very simple. You can write it in your essay, your school, your university, you can write it. So John Mill basically believe that liberty is something which should be only reduced or controlled in the extreme situations. Okay, so complete liberties by default. So that is his idea basically. So now let's see what this article is talking about. Now we see a lot of restrictions in the country, in the society, and that restrictions, obviously it will impact the liberty of the people many times, but that restrictions are applied for a good reason, many a time. So now let's see the harm principle of J.S. Mill. Okay, the harm principle of J.S. Mill. So what is this John Mill's harm principle? So it's harm principle. He says that, he proposed that liberty should only be restricted when one's action causes harms to others. Or either that means that if my activity is harming someone, if the activity I am doing with the provision of liberty, of my liberty, taking the right of my liberty, telling my liberty, this is my liberty, and it should be only restricted when if it is impacting, if it is harming someone else. Okay, so this is his philosophy of libertarianism, and the definition of harm is something that physically or psychologically injures another person. Okay, so here the concept of harm is crucial in determining whether the state intervention is justified. So only when there is a harm physically or psychologically, then only the state should intervene. So at what level the state should intervene, that is the question. Okay, now there are something called harm principle, there is something called self-regarding action, other regarding action. So self-regarding action means, for example, I am drinking alcohol excessively, so it will impact my health. Okay, I am not making any harm to anyone, then no problem, it's my liberty to drink from anywhere. But if the same drinking, if I am causing some problem, physical assault or mental assault, then that is a problem. That should not be considered as a liberty. Only at that points, only at those points, the liberty should be restricted. That is as per J.S. Mill. Okay, now J.S. Mill on free speech, though he advocated absolute freedom of speech, that all opinion, whether it is fake or false one also, should be allowed to challenge and strengthen truth. So he is like advocating complete freedom of speech. But is it possible in the country? No. Now limits on free speech. Although Mill advocated for free speech, he acknowledged that it could be restricted in cases where it incites violence or poses a direct threat to others. Here also. So his whole idea is that until and unless by default, liberty is absolute. But if it is harming someone, then that's the limit. That point is the limit. Okay. So that is it. So you can use it in your essay. So there are some examples also given wherein RTML, which is in Tutsi minority, it is talking about in Rwanda, the RTML radio station, it used to hate speech, to do hate speech. So all these were examples. Okay, so as the very basic principle, see, freedom of speech, that has to be go to that extent if that is impacting, harming a person or a group of person. Okay, so as a conclusion we can say the Mill's idea emphasizes minimal restrictions. So he was advocating only minimal restrictions on liberty and freedom of speech. Okay, and the current relevance of this particular Mill's idea is that the harm principle, you can write this harm principle of J.S. Mill in your ethics essay or wherever you could find it. Okay, so this harm principle continues to impact legal and ethical discussions on freedom and societal protection also. So from this article you should understand who was J.S. Mill, what was his philosophy of liberty, and also he advocated liberty to a larger extent, but he also said that it should be restricted when it is harming someone. Even the freedom of speech, he said that there is one important thing, even it is a fake, even it is a non-true, still it has to be given as a freedom of speech. But again, if it is harming someone, that has to be controlled. So this was the idea of the J.S. Mill. Now talking about the next article, funds worth rupees 100 crore to boost Jaipur's UNESCO heritage status. So this UNESCO heritage status, so the most important thing you have to understand is regarding this particular site, what are the speciality of this site. So this site was given this UNESCO World Heritage Site in 2019. Okay, it was the 38th UNESCO World Heritage Site of the India. Now let's quickly go to the historical background, who founded this particular this particular place. So we have to go back to 1727 AD, where Savai Jain Singh, who was the ruler of Amber, who founded this Jaipur. Okay, and the urban planning, unlike other cities in the region situated in hilly areas, Jaipur was established on a plain. Okay, and also it was based on a Vedic architecture, and grid plan was there. There was a cultural exchange also. A blend of Hindu, Mughal and Western architectural ideas were there. Okay, all these things you have to you have to remember it, because you will have a, you can take a prelims question based on that. And next thing is the commercial capital. Jaipur was designed to be a commercial hub. It continues to uphold its tradition in local commerce, artisan craft and cooperative practice. So there are some iconic monuments, which is Govind Dev Temple, a religious site, city palace, historical royal residence, Jantar Mandir, an astronomical observatory, and Hawa Mahal, the palace of winds, which is also known as palace of winds. So these are the key monuments in this area. Okay, so we talked about Jaipur and UNESCO World Heritage List, the history in 2009. It go to what are the iconic moments, what are the history of this Jaipur city also. Okay, so this was the article about. So dear students, with this we are coming to an end of today's discussion of NEWSPAP. I hope you enjoyed the session, you are happy throughout the session, and you will be happily motivated hereafter also. So one request, last but not the least, to support our channel, support our community, share this content, and also the material of this same PDF and the newspaper, as I already said, the Hindu newspaper I am giving you as a gift. So you can connect to my Telegram channel. Please join my Telegram channel. The link is provided in the description box. And also, if you have any kind of, you are in need of any kind of mentorship or guidance with regard to your UPSC, with regard to your SSC, with regard to your PSC, RRB, and even CUET also, you can contact me on either this mobile number or this email ID. So that's from my end for today. Happy learning, enjoy learning, and this is me signing out from my classes. Bye bye.